We're here with the one and only, the #1 trash talker in boxing, Rolly Romero. Rolly, how are you feeling these days?
Very feel right now, especially very.
Rolly funny as hell, man. Shout out to Usyk. I'm very feel. Usyk dominated Tyson, man. Shout out to Ukraine.
He just won, right?
What do you say, man? He dominated the big bad wolf in Fury that said he's a middleweight, and Usyk schooled him.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Usyk's won the best cruiserweight of all time, man. That's so impressive, man. Just smaller dude is coming up in weight.
Usyk at this point is one of the best heavyweights of all time. Even though he went undisputed at cruiserweight, nobody cares. Cruiserweight is one of those weight classes where it's just not storied enough. It's just not something that people follow. If you're a cruiserweight, you should eat a burger and go to heavyweight. That's where your legacy gets made.
And, you know, winning not just once but twice.
By the way, you were just in Miami. We're now here in LA, of course. Tell me about your trip to the WBA convention.
Orlando. Miami's fun.
Sorry, Orlando.
Orlando, a little more family stuff, you know. But no, I mean, I had a great time, you know, just hanging out with the whole WBA team, you know. Gilberto loves me, you know, and then it's everybody over there.
I gotta ask you,
and then we all went to No Needles to go party.
No Needles the best, but I gotta ask you this. There's a famous picture that's going all over the internet. You and Clarissa, you guys exchanged some harsh words over the years, and you guys took a picture together. She put a fist up. What happened?
Bruh, Clarissa Shields at it again. Clarissa looked at guys like Keith Thurman and Rolly Romero as the weakest link. Those are the men that she calls out. But Rolly just having a ball with it because he knows that never in a million years can Clarissa beat him in a boxing match, and he's a lower tier fighter. So Rolly just looking at her like, I don't know, she's fucking stupid if she thinks her as a woman could beat a man. Like, come on. I envision Rolly saying some shit like that.
See, she was trying to signal to the entire world that she was gonna knock me out, but you know, I don't think she wants to hit me too bad anymore. So that's good.
I'm glad you squashed it a little bit. Now let me ask you about this. A lot of big fights in boxing. What do you think about Tank against Lamont Roach?
Man, Tank. I mean, I don't think anyone's not taking Tank. So
now Tank recently posted about the fight being canceled on one of his social medias, but ultimately Lamont Roach is the most skilled and the most accomplished fighter, probably the best boxer overall that Tank Davis will have faced if he ends up fighting him in his entire career. So the fact that people still choose Tank to win just shows how great they think Tank is, and also shows how ignorant they are on Lamont Roach.
Oh, yeah, Tank's gonna flatline him.
I saw an interview with Bo Mack, and he said that Tank is nothing. What did he say? He's an average fighter with power, and he said that Keyshawn would beat Tank. And then he said, what did he say? He said Shakur would beat Tank, but Keyshawn would beat Shakur. What do you think about that?
Bo Mack is known for talking aggressive about all of his athletes' competition. Like, he looks at his athletes' competition as if he's the athlete, and he doesn't really give out credit. And I like that. Bo Mack is a alpha general when it comes to that. Like, he doesn't want any of his soldiers to have a slither of doubt in their mind. We saw that with the Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight. But he bullshitting. Tank Davis is not average. Tank is very good, possibly great if Tank can get in there against other great fighters and fight him and beat him. As far as Shakur could beat Tank. I agree with that, but Shakur will beat Keyshawn, Abdullah, Floyd Schofield. He'll beat all those guys. In fact, Shakur has probably been besting Keyshawn in sparring for years now. Shakur is that dude, and all of those guys already know it since their Olympic days. Shakur said that when he spars with Bud Crawford, he doesn't really talk about what happens now in the sparring because Bud got him to that level. In other words, he outboxes Bud Crawford when he spars with him these days.
Who's Bo Mack training?
Keyshawn.
Okay, well, that's why he said it.
Rolly Romero may talk slow, he may sound slow, but he's definitely smarter than the fifth graders because Bo Mack is going to back his guy. You know, he's training Keyshawn, he's going to back Keyshawn.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Who wins between Keyshawn and Shakur?
Keyshawn. I don't know. Neither. The fans lose.
Who wins between Keyshawn and Shakur? Shakur? Rolly funny as hell. He talking about the fans lose, basically implying the fight is going to be boring. But I don't think Keyshawn and Shakur would be a boring fight because Keyshawn is such an exciting and aggressive fighter. He would push the pace, and he wouldn't be like De Los Santos. Also, Shakur would win that fight because he would time Keyshawn coming in. He might even stop Keyshawn. And if Shakur gets in trouble, he would go into defense mode where he's pot shotting, holding, and making Keyshawn swing at air. But Rolly funny as hell talking about Keyshawn, I don't know. Because he knows Shakur probably gonna win that fight. But this saying the fans lose, that's just hilarious.
I'm at the Mike Tyson fight.
But I got no problem with Keyshawn. I don't know. I don't
He's gonna beat the Ukrainian guy, right? 135 champ.
Yeah. He should beat him.
Voracek, whatever his name.
Yeah, he should beat him.
I know one thing. Keyshawn better not take Denis Berinchyk lightly. Ask Boots about fighting those Ukrainians. Ask Tyson Fury about fighting those Ukrainians. They've been boxing their entire lives, and they've been using footwork and fundamentals, in and out fundamentals, timing, angles their entire lives. So they're very tricky fighters with a bunch of experience and great stamina. So you really got to be on your A game if you're going to fight a Ukrainian.
Check whatever his name.
Yeah, he should beat him. How many fights does Bertrand have? He don't have too many fights.
No, I want to say, 16, 18, something like that, 14.
It doesn't matter how many pro fights a Ukrainian or a Cuban has because they usually have over 250 amateur fights. So a lot of them already have professional experience by the time they turn pro, regardless.
14.
Yeah, he should beat him.
Let me ask you this, Rolly. I'm at the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Did you happen to see it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, Mike Tyson, older guy, he sat down, but he bit his glove, man.
Rolly Romero, you talking shit about Mike Tyson? You think it was funny when I bit my glove? How about I take a bite of your ass? I'll take a bite of your asshole, Rolly. I'll bite your ass until you love me. How about that? You trying to call me old?
Crazy.
So I saw Ryan Garcia there and I said, Ryan, are you fighting Rolly next? And he didn't say yes, he didn't say no. Because if it was no, he would say no. So what do you think? How big is a fight with you and Ryan Garcia? Given the history you have with the sparring from 2017, and you're the #1 trash talker in boxing. He's great at marketing. He has tens of millions of followers.
The fight will be huge inside and outside of the ring. Like the guy just said, Ryan has a bunch of followers. Rolly could sell the fight, could talk a bunch of shit. But neither one of these guys are highly skilled. They're both pretty athletic, and they're both offensive-minded fighters. So the fight is going to be fireworks inside and outside of the ring.
Man, it's what boxing needs right now, man. Biggest fight in boxing, right? So...
What would happen when you fight him?
Oh, I already whooped his ass twice, so third time's the charm, right?
If Rolly could stay low against Ryan, duck under that left hook, he could maul Ryan for 12 rounds. Rolly is physically stronger than Ryan. Rolly throws more punches than Ryan. Ryan doesn't have the jab. Ryan really doesn't have the craft to keep Rolly off of him. So Ryan will be betting on landing that big left hook. If Ryan lands that left hook more than once, he's probably just going to knock Rolly out. But if Rolly can have defense for that hook, he's going to win off of his workload. He's going to win off of his output, his strength, by mauling Ryan Garcia. You should watch some Rocky Marciano footage, believe it or not, before fighting Ryan.
What does he do good?
I mean, he has a great left hook, and
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the scouting report on Ryan Garcia. He's athletic, he's fast, he has a great left hook. Doesn't have a great jab. Derrick James is making his right hand a little bit better, but he telegraphs all his shots, so there you go.
And people people underestimate his boxing ability, man. People underestimate his boxing ability.
Nah, on the contrary, Ryan's fans overestimate his boxing ability. Ryan is a basic boxer, average boxer, just like you, Rolly. And that's why y'all fight is going to be amazing.
And Rolly, what did you think about Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia for battery?
I mean, you're a fucking grown man. You sign a fucking contract to saying that you're going to go fight some dude to death and you're going to go sue some dude for battery? We're like, what are you, a little bitch?
You're a fucking grown man. Okay, Ryan took a little bit of steroids, PD, so what? It's part of the sport. If you got brain damage, fuck it. If you died, fuck it. What are you, a little bitch? Yo, people keep ignoring the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated and pretty much tried to kill Devin Haney. When you take PEDs in a boxing match, not only you should be charged for battery, but you should be charged for attempted murder and you should be locked up. PEDs have no place in boxing and combat sports because this is life and death that we're talking about.
So, I mean, let's be honest, man. Did you sign a contract or did you not sign a contract? Yeah, maybe he came in a little bit overweight. Maybe he might have took some extra vitamins or something, you know?
Devin got compensated for the extra weight. That's what the money was about. Devin did not get no compensation for the steroids. Devin did not know about the steroids. Devin probably wouldn't have fought if he did know about the steroids. So once again, this is people trying to disregard a major point in the plot.
So what the fuck are you crying about, bro? Dude, that shit was fucking what? 8 months ago and it's still relevant? Like, you should just let that shit fucking die, get your ass back in the gym, and go fucking try to get another fight, and everyone forget about shit.
Now, this I agree with. Devin should come back, win a couple fights, rebuild his name, rebuild his image, and eventually rematch Ryan and try to beat him.
It's boxing, but y'all keep bringing this shit back to life. But you know, I don't know. I think if you sign a fucking contract, man, like
Barbosa was there, remember, as a substitute. So if Ryan missed weight, he could have fought Barbosa and there would be no issue. But he took the money because
who's that?
A fighter, Arnold Barbosa. He's like 30-0. He just fought Jose Ramirez.
Dude, who the fuck is Barbosa? You know, Barbosa, you talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, you know? Barbosa. I remember it was a Barbosa that played for Golden State. Who the fuck is Barbosa? Just tell me about the big name guys. Does anybody outside of boxing know Barbosa? Okay then.
He's 30-0,
something like that.
And I don't know who the fuck he is.
Maybe he's 31 or 2-0, maybe 32-0. Anyway, make a long story short, Golden Boy brought him as a fill-in just in case one of them there was an issue with them. Because, you know, Ryan was like acting up a little bit before. Or at least he put that out there that he was. He probably was just working out. But you think Haney could come back from that?
I mean, I hope so. You know. But it starts off by not fucking suing people for battery and getting your ass back in the gym and training.
Well, no, first
it starts off by getting your ass up there and stop being a bitch, you know? You saw I got knocked out and I bounced back, didn't I? You stop trying to sue people. Battery and all of that stuff. The only batteries I have is, you know, my fucking car battery.
he sued complained to get his O back.
His O back? Because
he had a loss, a no contest, and he wanted a 0 on his contract, and he wanted to be undefeated.
Well, I mean, he's undefeated, bro. He's undefeated. He got compensated, bro. Like, what else is there to talk about?
Oh, who can he fight when he comes back? He can't fight you. You're a puncher.
Shit, I don't know. Let him fight someone.
Fuck, dude. I don't know. He's coming back. Tell him to run it back with Regis. See if he can help himself out. You know, those pillows only work on certain guys. Maybe Regis wants to go to sleep this time. I don't fucking know.
Who's the weak? I don't know.
What would happen if you fought Haney?
Oh, bruh. See, the thing, well, how many times did Ryan drop him?
3, but I think 2 were not counted, so maybe 5.
5, okay. I'm only going to drop him 1 time, and it's going to be flatline.
Imagine that, man. Rolly Romero knocks out Devin Haney on Devin's comeback fight. That'd be horrible for Devin's career. That would be crazy. But if Devin fought Rolly, I think he would just outbox him.
Just like that.
One and done. One hitter quitter.
Yeah.
So he's not fighting you?
Nah.
I was going to ask you really quick, switching gears here. What do you think about Bomac saying that Tank's just a simple fighter with power? When he's a 3-division champion, I consider Tank the pound-for-pound king.
Bomac is capping. Tank is a borderline great fighter. And Ellie Sekbet talking about Tank is a pound-for-pound king. He capping even harder. How you going to be the pound-for-pound king and you haven't fought any great fighters of your era? So just a lot of caparoni going on, a lot of cappuccino going on in this question.
People don't understand Tank, man. Tank is really patient, a very patient fighter. And on top of that too, what separates Tank from all these other guys his legs. They could all say whatever, power also. Tank has good legs.
He does have great legs. That's why he was able to push Frank Martin all across the ring, even though Frank Martin is a larger man than Tank. Tank also has great footwork. He has good legs for when he gets hit. His legs don't give out on him. So he's a very strong base. That's why he has that crouch style sometimes when he loads up for those power shots.
That's what he has.
The
It's above
footwork.
It's his legs above everything.
What do you think about you and Loma? 140.
And hey, why isn't Loma fighting?
He told me he wants to fight Tank next year, but then someone put a hoax today that he's
Saying
retired.
they retired, yeah.
And everybody
I know,
ran with
it's
it.
that fake Michael Benson page all over.
Rolly calling out Michael Benson, bro. That's why I like Rolly. Rolly is famous, but he act like a regular person. Most famous people, they try to refrain from talking about people who aren't famous because they don't want to give them any clout or nothing. This man said Michael Benson is a fake and a fraud. He's going to go on and say that people should block his account. But Michael Benson, he's right about certain stuff from time to time. I think he's a good boxing account on Twitter.
But no, and no, here, problem solve, bro. Okay, everybody's taking all this fake boxing news and all that stuff. You want to know how you fix the fake boxing news thing? Just block the fucking account, and then you only see real boxing news.
But there's a lot of fake out there. You know how many fakes I see a day? Because they look so legit, but I don't publish it. The one the other day, I started calling around to see if it was real or not, because it's a lot of fake news.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not gonna go to 40, so.
Okay.
Lomachenko will beat the shit out of Rolly at any weight. In order to beat Lomachenko, you need to have a higher skill level than him, or you need to be bigger than him with a good skill level, a skill level that's close to his. Rolly is bigger, but the skill level is the gap is too large. So Loma will do him just how he did George Kambosos.
Crawford, if he fights Canelo, what happens?
I mean, Canelo gonna murder, bro, dude.
Dude, are you fucking serious? Murder. Canelo's gonna bash his fucking brains in, dude. Bud Crawford is a 147-pound fighter. He's crackhead skinny. Canelo is big and brawny, and he has power, man. Crawford's not gonna be able to. He's gonna skip weight classes and jump up and fuck with Canelo. Be fucking for real, man.
Crawford's a 47-pounder. Crawford looked like shit at 54. And Crawford's best win in his history is a burnt out, fucking used up Spence.
Really funny as hell. But listen, how come Spence didn't look burnt out against Ugas? That was after the car crash. Spence looked very dominant. In fact, he broke Ugas' eye socket. Just like how he broke Kel Brook's eye socket all those years ago.
And then his second best win is a burnt out, overweight, fat Gamboa.
Fat, midget, overweight, burnt out Gamboa. Cat, Yoyoga's Gamboa was undefeated when Terrence Crawford got him. Terrence Crawford stopped that man, and Gamboa was never the same after that fight. Now, when Haney and Tank and all those guys was fighting Gamboa, that's when Gamboa was fat and washed up. Bud fought Gamboa in his prime, and Bud stopped that man in his prime. Another indicator that Gamboa was in his prime is the fact that Gamboa almost stopped Bud in that fight.
Got hurt in.
I know you called out Spence for a fight.
Yeah, I called him out, bro. Literally right after he fought Ugas, I saw Ugas slap the shit out of him in days. I mean, I'm like, I want that. And I really want. And then after that, what? Spence got I mean, Crawford got my leftovers.
Rolly, you should be thanking God every night and day that he did not allow you to fight Errol Spence Jr. You would have been left over. You'd been left over, ran over, bent over. No diddy, but seriously, you'd have got fucked up.
Okay, now I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, about Canelo and Jake Paul. It may be just rumor, so what do you think if it does? How big of a fight is that as an event?
That shit will do numbers. That shit will do numbers. That shit might do the most numbers in boxing.
I personally would never watch a fight between Jake Paul and Canelo. We've seen Jake Paul time and time again have these farces, have these stage entertainment boxing events where it's agreed upon that you cannot hurt him. Even if you beat him like Tommy Fury, you're not allowed to really hurt him. So there's no point in watching a Canelo and Jake Paul. It's not like Jake Paul is going to get his comeuppance and Canelo's going to show him what happens when you fight real boxers. It's not going to go down like that. Canelo's going to take it easy on him. Jake is going to last a certain amount of rounds, and then they're going to try to convince everybody that it was real and that Canelo tried his best. And that Jake is just that good of a fighter to last 12 rounds with Canelo. a bunch of bullshit.
Fights with you will always do numbers. What about you and Blair Cobbs? Would you like to fight him? 47.
Let me ask you a question, Abby. Does anyone outside of boxing know who Blair Cobbs is? Okay, that's enough.
Maybe. I never asked them.
I like Blair.
I like Blair too. Blair Cobbs, he'll say anything out of his mouth. He's not a good trash talker, but he's a willing trash talker. I remember when he said that Errol Spence got in a car crash because he was ducking Keith Thurman or ducking Crawford or something like that. Recently, he told Terrence Bud Crawford that he didn't give a fuck how big his hands were, and that Terrence Crawford probably can't see his meat when he jacks off. Like, this dude is just off the kilter. He's off the wire. And once again, he believes in himself and he'll fight anybody. So he's a wild dog, a wild man. I like Blair the Flair Cobbs. He really brings it. No Diddy with that, that hand shit.
But wait, I'm A-side. I'm gonna move it to 47. I'm the one selling the fight. I'm the one doing all this shit. I'm moving 47 for what? So no point.
Okay, what about Tio and Crawford? Who wins?
Crawford's gonna murder him.
What about Tio and Boots?
Boots gonna murder him even worse.
Why?
It would have been funny if Rolly was like, Tio and Boots or Tio or Bud, it's gonna come down to whichever monkey wants the banana. If Rolly would have tried to start on that race wave, that shit would have been funny as hell, man. But Rolly chilling, man. I don't even think Rolly has that in him. I think Rolly likes black people and shit. I don't know what the hell going on with Tio.
I think Tio does great with Crawford.
Ali Sekbeck said that dumb shit and had Rolly about to start speaking Spanish. He said, I think Tio does great with Crawford. Rolly said, ay, ay, ay. Come on, Ali. You know damn well Tio would get his ass whooped up and down the boxing ring. Probably would get knocked out of the fucking ring.
But you know what? Crawford needs a tune-up, so.
Exactly. Rolly always keeping it real. Teofimo Lopez is nothing but a stay busy fight for Terrence Crawford.
Well, no, Crawford wants Canelo or nothing, I think.
That's not going to happen. Crawford's 147 pounds. Who just fought at 54, right? But you think he's going to move to 60 and skip 60 and go to 68?
But he didn't look good at 54, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. But you think he's going to... Bruh, if he fights Canelo, it's going to be the biggest cash out in boxing.
What you saw with Jermell Charlo fighting Canelo, that was cashing out when a fighter isn't even trying to be competitive. Terrence Crawford already said that he's not going to get in the ring and let somebody just do something to him. You know what that sounds like? A fighter that's willing to risk it all. A fighter that's willing to die to make a great legacy. So if Terrence Crawford gets in there with Canelo, expect fireworks and expect the unexpected. Terrence Crawford, mentally and spiritually, is fully capable of pulling off one of the major upsets in boxing history.
Why do people fight for money? Tyson Fury, I thought he showed up for the paycheck. 280 pounds, where his cup was his bra. That was a...
Tyson Fury's the name. Man boobs is the game. Why Ali Sinashah said Tyson? Everybody already know he fat.
Kind of funny.
I didn't end up watching it. It was too early during the day.
People were asking me all day today, when are you going to Saudi Arabia? I put up a picture of you in a swimming pool. Look at the comment. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't had a reason to go to Saudi Arabia.
Rolly Romero talks shit so good that he doesn't have to go to Saudi Arabia to make money. He can make money right here in the States. All he has to do is improve his boxing craft so he could back up a lot of the shit that he talks.
The fight in the MGM in Vegas at T-Mobile.
There's only one fight that should be made, right? Me and Ryan.
You and Ryan, or you and Rematch with Tank? Those are the two.
Oh yeah, ones. Both those fights, they do tremendous numbers, and it's like I said, just the lead up alone for both those fights. You guys saw the lead up with me and Tank, so imagine that with Ryan shit.
Notice Rolly didn't elaborate on fighting Tank, because Rolly understands that he could make probably more money fighting Ryan, or close to the same money he made with Tank, and actually have a chance of winning the fight without getting knocked out. He knows if he fights Tank a million times, it's going to be the same result a million times.
Sands will make history. People will tune in. You talk trash. Who are the top 5 trash talkers in boxing if you're the number 1 guy? Who do you have on your 2, 3, and 4?
2, 3,
And 5.
Broner.
Okay.
Broner. Who else? Trash talkers, man. Like, retired or active?
Active. The sport doesn't have
Ryan.
a
We'll put Ryan.
Okay, Ryan.
Because Ryan's not really...
Rolly probably number 1. Broner used to be number 2, but Broner kind of calmed down. Errol Spence is underrated as a trash talker. Tyson Fury is pretty good. And that's pretty much it. A lot of these guys, they don't really talk that shit. Number 5 actually is David Morrell. David Morrell talk crazy shit, but he says it in Spanish, so nobody understands what he's saying. But you can just tell from the energy that he talking crazy.
Ryan, we'll put Ryan.
Okay, Ryan.
Because Ryan's not really a trash talker, but he's just doing so much that anything that can happen, right?
That's 3. 2 more.
Fuck, I gotta go through weight classes right now.
Do you know Sugar Cane? You know Sugar Cane.
Yeah, of course, Johnny.
He says he's gonna knock everybody. He told Robert Garcia in his face, "I'm knocking you out in 1 round." He told Mikey, "Let's farm, I'm gonna knock you out in 2."
Johnny?
He's been talking a lot of shit.
Man, I need to hit up Johnny. I'm out here in Orange County. I might as well go hit him up right now.
Okay, a couple.
Imagine a motherfucker named Johnny Sugarcane trying to talk trash about fighting. Watch out, Johnny Sugarcane's coming for you.
Right now.
Okay, a couple more predictions.
I'm trying to think, who else is a good trash talker?
We're gonna have the people let us leave a comment to
who's
this
a good
video.
trash talker, man?
Who are we not thinking about? Anyone from England? Fury? No.
Fury, I mean, Fury's a trash talker, but who
Yeah,
else?
but it's not.
But like trash talker?
James Toney back in the day.
James Toney, my favorite, man. He's called the Klitschko brothers, the Bitchkos. James Toney said, "I got milk, baby. Who want it?" That man was funny as hell. Man said, Don King, that's my man. No, I said, Bob Arum, that's my man. Don King, kiss my ass.
But like active. Me, Broner, and Ryan.
Those are the only ones I can think about that really talk shit. I'm trying to think. Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz, what do you think?
Pay attention to how aggressive Madrimov is going to be with Virgil Ortiz, just like he was with every other opponent who wasn't named Terrence Crawford. That's going to reveal just how scared that Terrence Crawford's power punching and counter punching ability has a lot of top guys. Remember, Madrimov was a world champion at 154.
Which one's Madrimov?
The one who
The fought Crawford?
He only has 10 fights, 11 fights.
At 54? Oh, bro, dude, Virgil needs to go up to 60, bro. Virgil is too big, bro.
So you think Virgil?
I think Virgil needs this fight at 60, man.
Oh, okay, what about Rolly? Better be a before rematch.
Better Beef?
Better Beef is going to stop Bivol in a rematch. Bivol fights in one style that requires a lot of leg movement. Bivol is getting older, and Better Beef knows that Bivol can't hurt him after that first fight. So Better Beef is going to be even less respectful than he was in the first fight, even less hesitant. He's going to come out throwing that hot shit early, wear Bivol down, and knock him out.
You thought he won the first one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be even more convincing this
Okay.
time.
Out of the next 3 fighters, who should Usyk fight next? Andy Ruiz, Wilder, or Bacoli?
I don't know who Bacoli is.
He's the guy that fought Jared Anderson in LA, a very big puncher. He's not famous like that, but he's about to fight.
I know who. Okay, I mean, then I definitely would not fight that dude because, I mean, no point.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We heard from Rolly Romero. Rolly pretty much said that Usyk shouldn't fight Bacoli. And that's how everybody's looking at Bacoli. They're looking at him like he's prime George Foreman. That's somebody that you don't want to be in the ring with. We heard some interesting takes on Tank Davis. Guys talking about he's an average fighter. You know, Bomac saying that. I thought that was bullshit. We heard Rolly say that he would knock Devin Haney out, drop him pretty much with one punch. We heard Rolly say that him and Ryan are probably going to fight, and that's going to be a huge event. I look forward to seeing that. Also, Loma expressed that he did want to fight Tank in 2025, so hopefully we get the Tank Davis versus Loma in 2025. But, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This was a nice little video. Rolly Romero is much needed in the boxing world. I hope he's able to improve as a boxer, because if he could become a dominant fighter with his trash talking, his personality, he will bring a spark back to the sport. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think.